Yo, what's going down? You be in the building. It's been a long time, you know. Yeah, things change. Being out in the front, the front line. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for some of the soldiers to return. So what's popping, everybody? A lot of new things is going down. I ain't seen many of y'all for years. Half of y'all don't even know me, but it's okay because you know yourself. And if you know yourself, you could do better. That's what it is all about, doing better. You know, I was reading a couple of things. Sometimes you get what you got, and then you don't become empty. But what happens is that you you have to get more, and getting more is observation and doing good deeds. You just can't be a talker. You got to be about it. And if you see people every day and they're not really doing nothing, they maintaining, but that's not what I'm here to say. So we got a new way of doing these things. I'm getting ready to come up with some books. Uh some books about what's going down. And I see that people still doing the same damn thing. I left New York in about 1999 and didn't know how to leave. And I'm glad I'm saying that right now because I didn't know my way. I didn't know what road to take. I didn't know where I was going. But one thing I did know, I knew that I had to leave because if I didn't leave, I wouldn't grow. It was we were together in numbers, but we was not unified. We didn't take the time to learn, to actually sit down and learn. Now just think about it. When I was there, I did the try to take the kids out the neighborhood. We went and did the kung fu, right? Then I learned enough to get permission to teach. And I was teaching underneath the ramp because we didn't want people throwing bottles or any debris from the terrace. It was so bad that you couldn't walk out the building and you could get hit by something coming down. Now you got 24 stories and you got people that got terraces. A terrace is like a little space that they built that you could walk outside and be outside the dwelling, outside the apartment. Okay, so I try to tell people before 9/11, before 9/11, so that was 9/11 '99. After that, they had the war on drugs. War on drugs. Because people was doing wrong. The black leaders, they didn't know what to do. They were with a deaf ear, closing their eyes, and they didn't speak. So they was saying, well, we don't know what to do. And the whole thing was to go past the situation and see what prompted the situation. Now, what prompted the situation was the educational system the environment, Hollywood, magazines, programming, where they can watch, children can watch something and think that they can be that. And those who took the roles of actors and they getting the claim to the fame because they was gangsters killing up people, or they was people that was introducing drugs. Now let me tell you something about drugs. Drugs actually helped people because we didn't have coming up the information that we needed for what we call insurance, medical benefits, and still people today don't have that. If you're a felon, and there's many felons, you can't get a lot of things. So you have to resort to what they call drugs or escapism. Now, an escapism is a way where people transcend and leave this earth and travel to other dimensions. Now, that sounds far fetched, but when you take a trip and you see, but that same trip can be done without drugs. And that's the part what we're saying. That's what prayer does too. It's a lot of things like right now, what's going on in this conversation that I'm having with nobody, and then maybe somebody tap on it years later. That's spiritual. You see, those are the spiritual waves that's broadcasting this particular session. So with the drugs, it helped. But there's a way to do things and there's a way to overdo things. That's when you read the book of Ecclesiastics. It tells you that it's a time to plant, it's a time to harvest, and it's a time to take care of the plants. It's a time to water the seed, and if you water too much, you're gonna overdo it. If you take too much of anything, you're gonna stray away. So those of you still doing the same thing, you need to find a space. Now, you can go into your room, and that's a starting point. But the way New York is set up with the electric wires, the phone cells, the gas from the stove, the electricity from the refrigerator, the noise from the traffic, the heat from the tar, the cold from the bricks, depending on the season. All that is called environmental weapons. Environmental weapon. The word weapon means we upon. WEAPON, weapon, we upon. You. Environmental weapons that goes against you so you won't be at your stage of elevation or your prime in thinking and action. So you have to really take your time to think about things. And when you get a chance, leave the city and go to a park. Even if you want to go on a highway and you go to a nice spot, you may have a couple of cars on the highway coming through, but it's not going to be the inner cities with the noise, with the confusion, with the thoughts. People thoughts travel. I understand water, 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 maya, 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 waya, 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 water, 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 water. Water, 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 water. We can send rain. You can be the rainmaker. You can think about things and then manifest it to reality. Thoughts will not be able to stop. You can turn this on and water, 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 and water will rain. You can command the elements. You can ask the elements. You can command the elements. You see, you can be in tune with the elements. You see, everything is real. But when your life is based on work, and the word work is walk, war. WOR is war. You warring for the king. The king is the new kings, which is the federal, which is the president, and then the state, those who claim and spoke and joined the union, those who govern the people are what they call governors, which is the kings. So your governor of the state is a king. That's not to be worried about. That's not to be fearful. That's not to have an attitude. That's to be response and able, responsible to understand. If you're not knowing your surroundings, being aware of everything that goes around, north, south, east, west, whatever, you're not going to be able to survive. So people went to the north for what reason? Because of the things that happened down south. When they got up to the north and found out it was even worse situation because now they don't even have land. You see, they don't have anything. So people act like they like you. People don't like you. They ain't supposed to like you. They thinking about themselves right now and keeping you back, and they thinking about the children that they have and so they don't have. They're already outflanked. We're all the great chess players. They're already out. Thank you, everybody. But we told you, 1977. Many of y'all didn't know me, but we beat the streets. If you look at the record, beat the streets. We beat the streets. We publish publications about what's going to happen. That's considered to be prophecy. So I am a prophet because I said it, I learned it, I proved it, I gave it. If you didn't respond to it, that's on you. So you say, well, every time you hear me talking, you hear me, I am a warner, Nazar. I am a warner for those that's supposed to be in tune with the walk that we took in on the planet Earth, not the stories that's been written about who we supposed to be and how we supposed to be. That have nothing to do with it. Those of you who claiming that you for the power and the people, you're full of shit. That's why I don't call you. I don't want to call you. I seen you when I was little. I seen the things you did. How you It's a thing with stimulation. And once you get stimulation, you retain that feeling. You don't have to go back to it because the body can't take but so much. You can get a jump start. That's like putting gas in the car. You can put a certain amount of gas in the front to jump start it. Just like you can use a little stimulation. But when you overdo it, what happens is you become confused and dealing with illusion. So now you're dealing with illusion. So what you think you look like to yourself, because you fixed on yourself now. You say, man, I'm just looking good. You're not looking good. You're looking bad as hell. See, your skin will tell you how your body is. See, if you don't know how to eat right, if you don't know when to eat, how much to eat, what foods to eat, what times to eat, when to refrain from eating, what to do while you're eating, when to fast and give your internal organs a rest. These are the things we need to teach the children. But the first thing is your mobility to understand your surroundings. So we have those who do the math, those who claim to be. What happened? You took stimulation and you kept on going. You didn't teach your kids. Look, I'm doing this for a reason. And once I maintain myself and get that jump start, then I will go to the natural ways of being supreme on the planet Earth. See, you don't sit there and get high with your kids, and they don't even know why you getting high. They just getting high. Now they high, which is a substitute for the original prime state of existing mentally and dealing with your brain, because the mind is not located in the brain. And if you don't do the right things, you're not going to reach your mind. As they say, you're out of your mind. You're not using your mind. Or they say you insane from the word insane, from the word enocyte. And these words you should know by now. I shouldn't have to be like, what is he talking? What is he talking about? Everybody need to research their name. And when you research your name, you gonna get back into the peace and become one with the all. And then you feel good about your contribution to yourself, to your immediate family, and then you're going to start to know the difference between family and tribe. Then you're going to gather together, and with this together, you become a block, a strong block. But all that other stuff y'all doing, and we talking about, I'm talking about from 1960. So the kids, I'm not talking about from the 80s and 90s. We even get to talk about. We talking about the 60s, the 60s, and definitely the 70s. Bam! You should have known that the enemy will be the enemy. So you say, well, damn. You talk to people. You got people. No, 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 no. Unity is the first key, and the unity has to be amongst ourselves, because they have separated from their mouth who you are. They have labeled you like a dog. So you got to go outside their understanding. Go to the global, or what they call international, what you call nationality, and find out your nationality as you are sovereign, you are more, straight up. But that only leaves you still tied to the kill or be killed on top of the earth. And once you find that, then you go into whatever denomination on the cipher of righteousness that we built and we put back and corrected it for you. And then you get the lift off. but you're talking about Jesus. But you know Jesus' name was Yeshua, they all call Emmanuel. Then you go to Tammuz. Then you go to what they call, find out that they switched it up and had two. They did a copycat, original and a copycat. And they put Zeus from, he had a little Egyptian in him, and he had Roman in him. Then you find out what Rome was melanated, and through technology, which they call arts and statues and paintings, they started to whitewash so they can blame everything on those that was Lynette or Milky Way, those in the Caucasus Mountains that was between the Caspian Sea and what they call Pakistan in the Berlin Wall. That's why they had that wall between the East and the West. And they wanted to do what they call rulership of communism, you see. And then they said, no, we want to do it and follow the capitalistic way. As far as if you got money, you rich, you over those who don't have money. And that was proceeding from, that's why they say, if you got money, you free. Because everybody was under the gun. So everybody was under the gun. And at one time, they call them indigent servants. They call them indigent servants. They was getting, they said, well, now you're not indigent servants no more. You consider to be slaves. And you're indigent servants. Some of y'all are just straight slaves too, but we don't want white to be slave. We're going to call you white and you're going to be called black. And we're going to put y'all as a game like chess from the word CHI, chi, as in she, chess, energy, natural resources. So anyway, I'm gonna get back with y'all. I just want y'all to know that I'm back. Yippee in the house. Yippee is for young preacher youngster that I teach to those who either excelled and got born again, or those who returning and germinated from the nostrils of the creator, the womb man, and she birthed you. So those young in spirit, those young in body, because the soul is 76 trillion years old. So we're not talking about young in what they would say, uh soul. Everybody has the same soul. Soul was created for a particular purpose. That energy that you are. And you was given certain qualities in your DNA to give you what you need. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go. I'm back. Hope everybody's good and all blessings to all those who want to do good.